The Film Actors Guild presents Method Acting. These people all have one thing in common. They are trying to act. We all know how difficult acting can be when one must accurately express artificial emotions in artificial circumstances, giving the audience the impression that a certain event one is portraying is indeed happening. At least this is what Billy's trying to do. Well, hello, Billy. Sally's also learning how to act. Well, hello to you too, Sally. Jane watches from afar and begins to realize that Billy and Sally are missing something quite vital in their technique: method acting. To Jane, method acting is the double task of making the theatrical familiar and making the familiar dramatically interesting. Jane then asks if they've ever heard of such a technique. Jane then begins to explain. To understand method acting, you must understand its origins. Method acting, believe it or not, actually began in Russia with Konstantin Stanislavski, who was one of the founders of the Moscow Art Theater in 1898. The Moscow Art Theater had many great achievements, but one of their greatest achievements was Russian dramatic realism. Basing it on his own observations of the best acting he'd seen on the stages of Europe, Stanislavski evolved an approach to the teaching of acting that became known as the Stanislavski system. He believed that a system of acting working with one's natural talent could above all develop the consistency of one's performance. Truth on the stage is whatever we can believe in with sincerity, whether it's in ourselves or in our colleagues, he claimed. And the truth, Stanislavski felt, was the key to realism. An important concept in producing actual life on stage, realism is indeed important since all forms of art are leaning that way. Then there was a man named Strasberg, Lee Strasberg. In 1923, he saw the Moscow Art Theater perform. Later in that same year, he was accepted to the American Laboratory Theater, where he studied Stanislavski's acting techniques. 8 years later, Strasberg founded the Group Theater. The group was designed to teach actors, directors, and playwrights Stanislavski principles of naturalistic acting. The group was the first fully trained company to perform as an ensemble in America. 10 years later, the Group Theater closed their doors. Strasberg began to teach at the Actors Studio in the late 40s, and in 1951 he became the artistic director there. He held that position until his death in 1982. Strasberg also founded the Lee Strasberg Theater Institute, which was open for both professionals and non-professionals alike. Throughout his life, Strasberg took Stanislavski's ideas on acting and developed, tested, and adapted them. Strasberg then added his own ideas to his work with Stanislavski's concepts, thus creating the method. Well, before Sally falls asleep, Jane realizes she must explain the basic ideas behind the Stanislavski and Strasberg systems. Idea number 1. Constant action, internal or external. Stanislavski said that internal action consisted of the character's assertions, plans, or commands. He then said that external action consisted of the blocking, use of props, special physical activities, as well as indigenous blocking. Rule number 2. Emotion memory and sense memory. It was Strasberg that truly exploited the idea of emotional memory and sense memory when he created the movement called the method. Strasberg said that as an actor, one must become the character in order to best play the role. This in turn meant that the actor needed to feel what the character felt, move like the character, and in reality be the character. Strasberg demanded his actors to build an emotional memory bank in order to bring up any emotion in any circumstance. Rule number 3. The magic if. Stanislavski used this concept to put the actor through a wide array of emotions while only existing in one situation. As if you're sad, as if you're happy, as if you're angry. As far as units and beats, objectives and superobjectives and given circumstances go, Stanislavski said that understanding each one of these concepts is fundamentally important in the comprehension of the script and the characters. Well, that's it for basic concepts, Billy and Sally. Do you think you're ready to move on to the next part? How about some exercises? Jane quickly points out that these exercises are not a walk in the park. They will twist you apart to find out your true colors and hidden talents. Relaxation is the first exercise. Relaxation is an important part of method acting. Bodily tension is the actor's greatest enemy. Relaxation techniques help to release this tension, putting the actor in optimal condition to do a scene. Billy then lies down. Isolation of muscles and breathing control help to achieve relaxation. Billy, relax. Now tense the muscles of your left leg. Now release. Now tense the muscles of your right leg. Now release. Now your left arm. Release. Now your right arm. Now release. Now tense the muscles in your shoulders. Now your face. Now relax. Legs and shoulders. Now hands and face. Now relax, Billy, relax. Now tense up everything. Relax. Now tense it up again. Oh, Billy. Now keep tensing and relaxing. Faster! Faster! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, Billy. Good work. The second exercise is concentration. Concentration on people and objects in the acting space focuses the audience attention, directing where it should go so that the play makes sense. Concentration is the first step in producing the creative state of mind. Sally is going to try an exercise on concentration. She can practice concentration by staring at the patterns of this couch cushion. Sally, stare at the couch cushion. Study the patterns closely. Think about the couch cushion, Sally. Think about nothing but the couch cushion. It's all about the couch cushion, Sally. Stare closer. Closer, Sally. Closer. Whoa, maybe you stared a little too close. Good job. The third exercise is effective memory. Effective memory is the practice of producing controlled sensations and emotional reactions in the actor. Method acting involves assuming the emotional state of the character one is playing. An actor can simulate emotions through vivid memories from his or her own life. Billy and Sally will need to experience a few basic emotions so that they have an emotional memory bank to draw from later. Jane is going to help Billy and Sally develop an effective memory. Now Billy and Sally know how it feels to suffer. Now Billy and Sally know how it feels to be startled. Jane then shows them a lovable childhood toy, then rips it to pieces. Now Billy and Sally know what sadness is. Now Jane gives Billy and Sally a delicious treat. Now Billy and Sally know how it feels to be happy. Now that Billy and Sally have experienced these basic emotions, they can apply these to acting, so that they will no longer be horrible. Exercise number 4, imagination. Nearly all acting is the result of a performer's ability to imagine. This is because the world of theater is an imaginary world. Imagination makes repeated performances seem as though they are happening for the first time. It can be applied to almost any activity, like eating soup. Billy and Sally are going to learn how to use imagination while eating soup. Billy, Sally, eat your soup as if a great tragedy has just befallen, like the death of your child, for instance. Now eat the soup as if you won the lottery. Now eat the soup as if you are a spy on a secret mission. Now eat the soup as if you just stolen a car. Now as if you're about to jump off a cliff. Now as if you're living in a banana. Now as if you're a runway model. Now as if you're fighting a fire. Now as if you're a giant worm. All right, Billy and Sally. I think you know everything now. Great work. But don't take the method too far now. Like if Sally wants to play a teenage thief, she doesn't actually have to steal clothing. Imagination, Sally. And if Billy wants to play a runner, he doesn't have to run. This isn't a marathon, man. Jane congratulates Billy and Sally on a job well done. She then tells them that they must bow. Goodbye, Billy and Sally. Goodbye, Jane. Bye now.